Hi, I'm Giacomo, a sommelier and a mixologist from Bologna, but I live in Toronto, and this is Nico Salvatori, best bartender under 35 in Italy, 2019, mixologist and bartender at Oltre, and let's stop there. Let's say that it's a very talented mixologist, and I'm glad that he's on my channel. Classic music, yeah. Today, Nico is going to talk about infusion, something that he's an expert on. So we're going to start with actually, no, Nico, why don't you tell us how we're going to start?
Hi, everybody. So we can speak about some infusion in alcohol, for example, if you want for use, okay?
Yeah, fantastic.
So we can start with a simple, from those products that we can find easily at the local market or shops, or too easily also to work it, okay? So like tea or infusion, first step. Okay, for the infusion in alcohol, is a little bit different. And I recommend to work in a cold brew way, okay? Normally.
What?
I recommend it to work in a cold brew way, so to work with a cold brew extraction.
Cold brew extraction, yes, okay.
Cold brew extraction, okay? Without heating the spirits to avoid any evaporation, okay?
Yes. Okay.
Okay. So we can use either single tea or, so example of blend or different kind. So if you want, depends on what you're looking for, okay?
All right.
Okay, so, however, don't go over maybe 24 hours infusion because we don't want to over-extract the products, okay?
Okay. So basically you're saying that it's better to not infuse over a day, and then after that you will remove the infusion body from the body of alcohol or water or whatever you are infusing. So not longer than 24 hours. That's one of the first thing.
Yes, because in case of over extraction, okay,
yeah,
we have a taste like wet wood in our mouth, no?
Or bitterness. It kind of ruins the spirit. It kind of ruins the purpose. Okay, interesting. All right. You want to give us a practical example? What you do exactly when you do an infusion?
So, too typical is, for example, like infuse or tisane is like this one, for example, no? In this case, is verbena and mint. Okay.
Oh, verbena mint, yeah, mint.
Yes. Okay. Classic mint tea, okay, if you want, is you can find easily, okay?
Okay, yeah, I see. Class, yeah, verbena mint. I use this a lot before. Here you can also find certain kind of verbena mint or other that have a specific color. So I work, for example, with a verbena mint called verbena blues that makes the infusion purple or blue, something like that. Yeah, okay.
Or different kind of tea, so Earl Grey, so bergamot taste, or if you prefer, so Lapsang Souchong is like a smoked taste from woods, or normal breakfast tea.
Yeah.
Okay, so
yeah, whatever you decide.
Is easily to use, then is easily to taste for people, for guests, okay, for your dinner, after dinner, pre-dinner is important. You can create an infusion in alcohol. If you have in pure alcohol, the first one is you can create a bitter, like Angostura, for example, no? But in this case, you have a 96% of alcohol inside, okay?
Okay.
The volume is 96%. So you have a risk to burn it, some tea, or infuse, okay?
It's too strong.
Normally, easily too strong, yes. It's too much alcohol inside, okay?
Okay.
So normally I recommend to put some water inside, okay?
Yeah.
About 3 parts of alcohol, 1 part of water in equal part, okay?
So you're basically trying to say if you want to infuse pure alcohol, 90% is too strong, you should cut the product with some water to dilute the product with some water and make it a little bit more delicate for the infusion. Okay, got it. Okay. Yes. And
and after you can put inside the amount of tea, so if you want, so you have 2 grams, 3 grams per liter, 40 grams, depends your taste, your intensity, okay? And waiting 24 hours, maybe for tea is a lot. 24 hour, 26 hour, okay?
Okay.
After you can strain with a bag or with a cotton lid. Okay, so, and you have your bitter in this case.
You have a bitter with that?
You have a bitter, a tincture. The correct is a tincture, okay? Like Angostura, for example.
Okay.
In this case, you can use a drop, okay?
Okay, so basically, if you infuse pure alcohol with tea for 24 hours and then you strain it out, you have a bitter. You
obtain a bitter, yes.
You can make a bitter.
You can use products by a drop in a drink to change the flavor at the final when you taste the drink.
Okay, interesting. So it's very strong compared to an alcohol infused. It's a different, okay.
Because you have some tannin inside. The second, for example, this one, in this case, the mezcal is a normal spirit. You can choose your gin, your favorite rum, your favorite vodka, every kind of spirit you prefer.
Yeah.
It's the same way, but here you can start not from 90% of alcohol, but you can start maybe 50% or 40% in case of vodka or rum, depends, okay?
Fantastic.
Same process, you can put inside your tea. You prefer tea, so bergamot tea or cardamom tea, or if you want. And you wait at the same time, 24 hours, 26 hours. The important difference is then after one day you have a spirit infused with tea. It's not a bitter, but it's like a liqueur.
Makes sense.
A little tips to make your homemade liqueur at home.
Yeah.
After you have obtained your infuse, you can put some sugar inside. For a bottle is from 200 to 300 grams, depends, 400 grams.
So 200 to 300, depend how sweet you want it.
Yeah, exactly. In the kitchen,
just blend it. Yeah.
You're waiting for the deposit of sugar of the bottom of the bottle.
Yeah.
Okay, to separate the liquid part to solid part.
How long is the waiting?
Depends. You're looking for. About 1 hour, 2 hours. We're waiting.
It's a short time.
It's a very fast process. Yeah.
So whatever it's left over, it's gonna precipitate at the bottom of the bottle.
Yes. After you can strain.
Yeah.
The total amount of liquid, and you obtain your homemade tea liqueur.
So like a control, like a
triple sec, or like an Amaro, for example, like Montenegro.
Super. And does the liquor that you use change the results a lot in terms of process if you add a lot of sugar, or no? Because now you're like let's say that I want to do something similar to a control.
Yes. It's the same process to make a limoncello, for example.
How would it be the tasting note? Let's say if I'm infusing a gin with Earl Grey, and then I want to transform this gin in some sort in a liqueur, what would be the final result in my mouth? What would be the tasting note of this?
In this case, you can have a tasting like a grain normal spirit, like a gin with juniper inside or some spices, depends.
Yeah.
In add, you have like a tannin note and the bergamot for a gray.
Okay.
So it's a plus taste, it's a plus flavor you have in the mouth.
And it's stronger though, because you're adding sugar now. So it's gonna be
a little bit sweet. It's a little bit more sweet.
It's sweet.
Before, yes.
Okay. So basically you're changing the flavor profile, but you're also changing because you're changing the sugar content. Yes. It becomes something like a little bit more distant from gin. Not exactly.
A little example in specific work. If you want to make a normal cocktail martini, or a martini cocktail with gin, so very dry cocktail, no?
Yeah.
Okay, if you want to make a normal cocktail martini, okay, maintain the dry tastiness inside, no? But if you want a different flavor, if in this case Earl Grey, bergamot notes, you can make an infusion, the Earl Grey in a gin, and after make a martini without sugar, and you have an Earl Grey martini.
Okay, that's a very good example.
Same process is for vodka. You have a vodka tini Earl Grey. It's the same.
All right.
Or maybe for a normal margarita, if you like margarita, you take a tequila, your favorite tequila, you make this process, infuse for 24 hours Earl Grey inside the tequila, and you make a margarita, and you have a margarita, Earl Grey margarita.
Fantastic. So that's already a very good advice for whoever wants to change a classic cocktail in something a little bit more interesting or a little bit more personality that could go along with your own bartender personality or the restaurant personality, whatever you're aiming for. You were also adding before that tea is not the only thing that you can use to infuse spirits or alcohol. What would be the other thing?
You can use this process, the same process, so the two kind. Okay? I showed you before for some spices.
With spices.
Some spices you can normally find easily in a kitchen, for example, like a pepper, like a cinnamon, cloves, like cardamom or star anise, depends. Okay.
Yes, fantastic. So basically, you can infuse pure alcohol or a spirit with the same thing, and the process is exactly the same. Does it change anything?
Same, with a little bit different.
Okay.
Because the spices are divided in 3 categories, macro categories. Okay. The first one is like a roots. Okay. Yes. Like a licorice, like a gentian. And the second one category is like leaves, like lemon leaves, like basil leaves, like some dried, not fresh leaves. Okay. It's very important. Never make an infusion with fresh leaves.
Never? Why?
Why? For example, in a macro categories of fruits, you can, if you want to make your vodka with strawberries, for example, is a fresh fruit. Okay. Little tips: don't use never fresh fruit or fresh leaf because you have a water inside the fruit.
It's gonna ferment.
The first one is ferment. The second one is you get to put some water inside the alcohol.
So you're diluting the spirit indirectly. So what would you do? You dehydrate the fruit?
Dehydrate in a normal wave or wherever you want. Okay.
And then what else could you infuse it with? Oh, flowers.
Okay, so flowers is normally you can find fresh in your field, okay, near home.
In your
garden, okay, like a borage, okay, so if you want, or a normal margarita, or is a violet flower, or rose, okay, dried, put in the wave, on the wave paper for depends. You stay to show the wave.
And is the process same? The same process?
The same process because you have 2 important ingredients inside: water in the flower.
Yeah.
Pollen, fresh pollen, like in the flower. Okay. Chamomile is a pollen.
So we can say that the main difference between the tea, which is already in a sort of way dehydrated itself, and something that could be roots or leaves or flowers, you can follow exactly the same process that you follow for the infused liqueur. The only difference is that don't use it in their fresh form. Dehydrate those roots, those leaves, or those flowers before infusing your spirits. Because otherwise you're adding a different thing inside the bottle. You're adding water. You're adding some external elements that you don't want. Pretty much. Okay. And so in theory, you could create also your own liqueur with this, exactly the same way that you did before. Okay. Please go nuts. Tell me everything.
You can use a single element or a blend of elements.
Of course, So
if you want a flower liqueur, you can put in the spirits chamomile and rose and violet flower.
Of course.
Combine together and make an infuse. You have, and after adding sugar inside and blended, and you have your flower or made liqueur.
So virtually, you can create infinite mixing. Let's say I want to do rosemary, chamomile, gin. Same process. Mix the 2 things together.
Yes.
Okay. So let's.
With just one thing.
Yes.
It's not from my know-how, but it's like a herbalist book and a botanical book. Okay.
Yeah.
Roots, leaves, and flower.
Yeah.
Have 3 different time
Okay.
of extraction in alcohol.
Okay.
And they need 3 different % of alcohol to extract.
Okay, so it's more complicated.
You can find it normally in a book like this one, okay?
Manuale della preparazione.
Botanical or aromatic flower, aromatic plant, because, for example, if you put, for the first case, if you want to have a chamomile bitter, no? With
Yeah.
pure alcohol,
Yes.
okay? We said that the alcohol is 96% of alcohol inside, no? It's too much for flowers.
So
you
you
have
have-
the risk to burn at the flower.
So you will add some water. What you were
Yes.
saying before. Yes.
But in botanical ways, so in the real world, you need a precise amount of alcohol in percent inside. So, for example, roots about 18%
Okay.
is too much. For flowers, less 40%.
Oh, so if you're doing,
Not more, because you risk to burn the flower.
but this is just for the bitter infusion. Let's say.
No. It's the for
Correct.
all infused.
So
If you have a mezcal or a gin or a vodka, foolproof,
yeah. So you wouldn't.
all infused with chamomile, yes.
So you wouldn't use a flower on something that it's over 40% alcohol to infuse.
You need to have some water inside, yes.
I understand. So you basically need to dilute the spirit or simply use something else. Because
Yes.
otherwise you're not going to have the... in any case, it's going to be, even if you have, let's say, a spirit that it's infused with chamomile, but it's over 40%,
Yes.
what's going to be the result? There's not going to be any result. There's not going to be any taste,
like
any very weak.
You have a result like, for example, for tea, you have a wet wood taste, like
Yeah.
a tannical taste. You have
Okay, so it's not close. It's just,
No.
it's not like, it tastes a little bit like chamomile. It's just going to ruin the infusion. It's not going to work out.
I think you have made some chamomile at home to drink
Yeah.
normally after dinner, no?
Yes.
If you rest over infusing the water, maybe you can forget the chamomile on the kitchen for
Yeah.
1 hour. Oh my God, my chamomile, okay? And you go to take,
That's the reaction.
which is the taste after 1 hour in water for chamomile.
That's a very strong reaction for a chamomile who is ruined, but yeah. Okay.
Okay, real time, maybe 25 minutes, 30 minutes.
So
Okay.
so basically, what you're it makes a big difference. In the end result, it does make a big difference because you're not gonna have that chamomile spirit that you were hoping for if you don't follow these rules. If the alcohol is over 40%, that's not gonna work
Flour,
out.
yes, it's dangerous.
But this is specifically for flowers, you were saying.
Yes, only for flour.
Only for flower. For the roots, you are good until 80%. So basically, and virtually a lot of different spirits, like
Absolutely, yeah.
majority. And for leaves, what's the difference?
For
with
leaves is in the middle, 60%.
Okay. So
But depends which kind of leaves. So you have an infinity kind of leaves, no?
yes,
Different
absolutely.
infinity categories. You need to buy in a library a botanical book
Yes,
to read the correct
the
temperature
right
yes.
amount. Yeah, the right alcohol percentage.
Yes, only because don't put your money.
Yes. So basically, we'll say that, and probably hypothetical leaves that I have no idea about the end result.
Lemon
but
leaves.
yeah, eucalyptus leaf compared to rose leaf, sure, whatever. Compared to rose leaf, they're gonna have a different need for alcohol percentage. You don't get the same result with the same alcohol percentage for both. Maybe eucalyptus is gonna need 58, rose leaf is gonna be 63. Something that is not exactly. And it does, if you don't follow exactly the right percentage, does this ruin the entire work or not really? Or you can have something that is close enough. If you, let's say that the first leaf require, we said 58%. If you put 60%, the result is going to be completely ruined, or it's going to be something close, or it's not going to be as good as 58. You need to be precise. My question is, do you need to be precise or no?
Because it's a little bit dangerous. Okay, maybe you need to be precise, or just 1 or 2% different, not 10.
You can have a little. You can make some mistakes, but don't go over too much. It's not a risky. It's a risky game. If you don't infuse with the right percentage, your end result is not going to be that good.
For example, if you make a chamomile liqueur, if you want a chamomile, it's not a common flower you can buy everywhere, okay? If you put the normal 40% vodka and you make a chamomile vodka.
Yes.
Okay? If you put the same flower in for example, rum for agricole, in this case, Jamaican rum is foolproof, is 55%.
Yes.
Okay? Is a little bit different because the spirit's base is sugar cane and not grain spirit.
Okay.
Okay, the first one. The second one, that you have a danger to burn the flour.
So, and what happens, for example, if you add more flowers? Doesn't change anything. It has nothing to do with the quantity of chamomile you put. Not really.
Not really.
Not really. It's more about the alcohol percentage. So these are very, informative points. And I personally don't know anybody who will teach you this for free, first of all, and not in a school or not with some field experience. It's a little bit advanced mixology. It's not really it's not really a starting point for a bartender, I would say.
No,
and it's
but today you can find everything on Google.
Sure, absolutely. You can find everything on Google, but direct experience, like, let's put it like this: an instruction on Google, it's always useful. We all use Google for everyday needs, but I prefer when there's a professional giving me an advice in his own field. Like, I don't use Google to treat myself for a disease. I ask my doctor.
If you want, we can make a discovery channel for infusion.
Exactly. But these are very important information. As I said, Nico is a very talented bartender, mixologist, and not just talented, but recognized talent. So these are very important information. So
okay.
To condense the information, let's say that we want to do a bitter.
Okay.
We will use pure alcohol,
okay.
90%, 96%, whatever is the percentage of pure alcohol in your bottle. You will infuse it with a tea, for example, for 24 hours, strain the tea after 24 hours, and that will be your bitter.
Okay. Just a second. Wait for time. I show you an example. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Sure. Okay. Hold on.
Okay. So basically, with that bitter, with the 24 hours, tincture. Okay, what is this?
In this case, it's named earth tincture. Okay, or bitter from earth. Okay.
Okay.
In this case, is just advanced bitter, no, not base, because this one I make it for an Americano cocktail.
Okay.
So normally is sweet vermouth, Campari, and soda. Okay, yeah. Basically recipes. I want to put some more flavor inside with a few drops of this one. It's like a bitter from this one, from pure alcohol. Okay. In this case, inside we have a lot of spices. Okay.
Okay.
Because exactly we have gentian roots.
Okay.
From France or from North Italy. Okay.
Yeah.
You have like cacao nibs. So it's cocoa beans smashed. Okay.
Okay. So you smash the beans and you use it as
you can toast on the flame and put inside. Okay.
Yes.
Like toasted cacao.
Yeah, toasted cocoa. Yeah.
You have a green cardamom.
Okay.
Seeds. Okay.
Yes.
Fresh vanilla extract.
Okay. What
So
that's?
you can buy in a shop a vanilla, normal vanilla.
Oh, the stick. Yeah.
The stick of vanilla.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I forgot the word. And you have in this case corn.
Okay.
Corn seeds. Okay.
Yeah.
You can normally find at your market okay. And in this one you have inside for make a little bit sweet after infusion a normal melassa or melasse. Okay.
Yeah, the base for
you can extract after rum distillation in Jamaica or one. Okay.
Oh, I use melassa. Yeah.
I combined this one for 6 days.
Okay.
In this case, I make a 4 separated infuse at 40 different alcohol percent. Okay?
Because every single ingredient
Spices need different percent of alcohol per infuse.
A different timing as well? No,
the same timing. The same timing. In this case, in 5 days.
In this case, 5 days. Because
so tea is very fast. Okay.
Yeah. Can you taste most of the different flavor profile, or it kind of mix and blend together and gives you a one unique taste?
So after the process, I blend it together.
Yeah, but when you drink it, can you taste it?
I can use a drop, so 3 drops for a drink.
Yeah.
And you have inside you have a completely hard taste with vermouth and bitter combined. Okay, but in this case, in the Americano, is named Heart Americano or Americano di Terra, Americano from the heart. Okay.
Yeah.
You have 2 kinds of bitter, like a bitter Campari.
Okay.
Infused with licorice.
Yeah, I'm following.
We have like a balsamic taste inside of the bitter. Okay.
Okay.
And the vermouth is infused with beetroot, red beetroot. So you can have a sweet taste but hard taste. Normally in south of Italy, people use beetroot for make a dessert. Okay. Like an aubergine or eggplant, you name it what you want.
Okay. Seems very interesting.
It's very advanced and complicated, not for all.
Yeah, this is very advanced. This is, I understand what you're talking about, but I understand because I worked behind bar for a long time. Yeah. But this is this is a bit too advanced for now. All right. Thank you very much, Nico, for the featuring and the time. Hope to see you again on this channel. Please remember to subscribe if you like what you see. And thank you again.
Thank you too. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.